This video will be a little more complicated than the regular BTSW Speaks videos. Brace yourself. What you believe is the result of where you are now. Where you are now is the result of what you believe. They are directly proportionate. Most of us don't know where we are because we don't know what we believe.
BTSW speaks.
Okay, so before I get into what the quote says, I need to give a little bit of backstory and a few definitions. This is heavily related to apologetics, which is the giving of evidence for what you believe, right? Christians do this so that they can talk to non-believers to say, all right, well, because of this, and this is why I believe that, God is real and Christ came to save us from eternal damnation and all of that stuff and everything in the Bible, why this is accurate, why that's accurate, what this comes from, and all of that stuff. When it comes to belief, there are two types of beliefs, and I believe Dr. Frank Turek of crossexamined.org, or cross-examined as a brand, they defined it most accurately, in my opinion. What he said was there's belief that and there's belief in, right? There are a lot of people, believe it or not, that believe that God exists, but then they don't believe in his promises. They don't believe that God will do what he said he's going to do. They don't believe in God, right? An easier way to understand it is how I explain it, where I say, well, do you believe in God? Yes or no? And you have your own definition. So you say yes or no, right? Then I say, okay, well, do you believe in me? Now all of a sudden it gets a little more complicated to answer yes or no. Because now you're wondering, what do you mean, do I believe in you? Well, you should have asked that question when I asked you, do you believe in God? You see what I'm saying? Another thing to understand about belief is that, and this is my own quote, I say this to people in person all the time when I have in-person conversations about these kind of things. I say, well, everything that you believe is also things that you don't know. You don't know. I believe that I'm gonna have a good day, but I don't know that I'll have a good day. I believe it because of my faith, because this is something that I want to look forward to. The Bible says that faith is the substance of things that we aspire towards, we hope for, and evidence of things that have not yet come to our vision. In other words, faith is something that is directly connected to something that we have not yet seen. So just like how you can't see my faith, my belief in, you can't see the thing that I believe in. Now, that gets really complicated, so we ain't gonna dive into the faith aspect of it in this video. What I want to talk about mostly is how prevalent it is that most people don't know what they believe. If you don't believe me, first of all, ask yourself, go in the mirror if you have to, ask yourself, what do I believe? And I don't just mean when it comes to the supernatural and, all of that extraordinary stuff. What about what you believe about society, or what you believe about today? What do you believe about yourself? What do I believe? When you can finally answer that question, then ask another person, someone that's close to you, your spouse, your partner, your sister or brother, or parent or colleague, whoever you can find. Ask them, hey, what do you believe? And watch how complicated, how you could see the sparks go off in them. Like, what you mean, what do I believe? Because essentially what you're asking them is, what is it that you don't know but have faith to believe in? See, the reason why I say that what you believe is actually what you don't know is because it's hard to prove. Notice I said that apologetics is giving evidence for what you believe. In other words, it's giving evidence for what you don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't there when Christ rose from the dead. And you can say if he rose from the dead, but I also wasn't there when the first president, or when the first human that came to the Turks and Caicos Islands. When I say president, I mean President of the United States, George Washington. All I can say is, well, I believe it or I don't believe it, right? I don't know because I wasn't there. The eyewitness account for humans is the most accurate evidence that we can depend on with 100% certainty. And that is still a very weak 100% because there's also biases. You have to be a certain frame of mind. You have to be of a certain excitement level in order to accurately remember what it is that you actually saw. Because some people, they get that wrong too. So everything that relates to belief has to heavily depend on what you don't know. And evidence is evidence based on what is true, what is factual, what is real, and what we can all agree is actually what it presents itself to be. In other words, evidence is evidence if we say it's evidence. So, my point in this video, if I haven't lost you already, is that there's belief that and there's belief in. And both of these beliefs still equate to what you don't know. But what you don't know is something that you would like to believe because you have faith in something that you also don't know and have never or do not see. I'll make the sentence even more simply because I know sometimes, even though that was a simple sentence, it was a long sentence. So belief is what you don't know, and you don't know what you hope for. You don't know what it is that's causing you to hope. But it's what you believe. So what do you believe? What do you believe?